Hi, it's me. From mysterious ancient texts to weird occurrences in outer space, here are 10 mysterious symbols that scientists still can't explain. Number 10. The Voynich manuscript. The Voynich manuscript is one of the most puzzling books ever found. It was discovered in 1912 by an Italian bookseller named Wilfrid Voynich. The book was written in an unknown language, using a script that has yet to be discovered. What makes this book so strange is that it appears to describe plants, but all the plants shown in the book are unknown to science. There are over 600 pages filled with illustrations of flowers, herbs, leaves, and fungi, but none of them resemble any known species. Even more bizarre is that the text seems to accurately describe the way these plants grow and react, almost as if the author had some kind of special knowledge of them. The book is written in a beautiful flowing script, and the illustrations are incredibly detailed. But despite its beauty, the book has remained a mystery for over 100 years. Nobody knows what it says or where it came from, and because of its age, we don't even know how old it is. It could be from the 14th century or the 18th century, or maybe it's even newer and was created in the 19th century to fool unsuspecting scholars. This last theory is considered the least likely by most people who have studied it. Because of the quality of the artwork and writing, these would have required years of study and practice. So why would someone go through all that effort just to create a fake? Some believe the book is the work of a madman, while others think it's a hoax. But there are also those who believe that the book contains knowledge from another world. 9. The Baghdad Battery. In 1936, a team of archaeologists were excavating in Iraq when they stumbled upon a collection of clay jars, buried beneath the remains of a civilization. Inside some of the jars were strange objects that looked like batteries. These objects were made of clay and metal and seemed to have been used as containers for liquids. One theory is that these were simply storage vessels for perfume or other liquids. However, this doesn't really make sense, because the materials used to make them would have caused the liquid inside to react and become unusable after a while. Another theory is that they were used as electrical batteries to power devices such as electrotherapy machines or light bulbs. There is some evidence to support this theory, as some of the jars have been found with traces of copper inside, which is a highly conductive material. Additionally, many of the jars have 2 holes in them, which could have been used to insert electrodes. But even if these clay jars were used as batteries, it doesn't really make sense, because they would be very efficient, and it would require a lot of manpower to keep them charged. So why would anyone go to the trouble of creating such a primitive battery? It's possible that these batteries were used for something else entirely, such as powering weapons or communication devices. But ultimately their true purpose remains a mystery. 8. The Antikythera mechanism. The Antikythera mechanism is an ancient Greek device that was discovered in 1902 off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera. It's a complex piece of machinery made up of many interlocking gears and dials. The device is thought to have been used as an astronomical calculator to predict astronomical events such as eclipses and the Olympic Games. It's not really clear how the device works, but it's believed that it was powered by hand cranking. The device is incredibly well made, and its complexity is truly astounding. It is believed that it took many years to create, and it is one of the most sophisticated pieces of technology ever discovered from this time period. It was originally thought to be a modern fake, but experts have since determined that it's at least 2,000 years old. It is possible that the Antikythera mechanism was used for other purposes besides predicting eclipses in the Olympic Games, but nobody knows for sure. It's possible that it was used for navigation or for keeping time, but ultimately its true purpose remains a mystery. 7. The Phaistos Disc. The Phaistos Disc is a mysterious artifact that was discovered in 1908 in the ruins of the Minoan Palace of Phaistos in Crete. It's a circular piece of clay that is covered in stamped hieroglyphic characters. The disc is about 16 centimeters in diameter and is only 1.5 centimeters thick. But despite its small size, it's one of the most mysterious artifacts ever discovered. Nobody knows what the disc says or where it came from. It's possible that it's a religious artifact or that it was used for divination, but nobody knows for sure. The Phaistos disc is unique in that it is the only artifact from the Bronze Age that has been found with hieroglyphic characters on it. These characters are not similar to any other known writing system and have never been deciphered. The disc is currently on display at the Heraklion Archaeological Museum in Greece. Number 6. The Petroglyphs of Tarnis. The petroglyphs of Tarnis are a series of ancient rock carvings that were discovered in 1957 in the Egyptian desert. They're some of the oldest known examples of hieroglyphic writing, and date back to around 3100 BC. The carvings are located near the modern-day city of Aswan and were made by the ancient Egyptians during the Old Kingdom period. The petroglyphs consist of a series of abstract symbols and designs that have never been fully deciphered. However, some researchers believe that they may represent a form of early hieroglyphic writing. The petroglyphs are an important part of Egypt's ancient history and provide valuable insight into the country's early civilizations. They're also a reminder of the rich cultural heritage of the Egyptian people. 5. Ancient cave paintings. All over the world, caves have been discovered that contain paintings from thousands of years ago. The paintings are typically done in bright colors and depict animals, plants, and human figures. While most people believe that these paintings are simply the work of primitive artists, there are some who believe that they contain hidden messages or secret knowledge. For example, some people believe that the cave paintings at Lascaux in France depict scenes from the life of Jesus Christ. Others believe that the paintings in the Altamira cave in Spain show evidence of extraterrestrial life. Of course, there is no evidence to support these claims, and most experts agree that they are simply the work of ancient humans who were trying to record their world around them. However, the truth is that we do not really know for sure what these paintings mean or who created them. It's possible that they do contain hidden messages or secret knowledge that has been lost to time, but until we discover more evidence, we may never know for sure. The Nabta Playa site. The Nabta Playa site is a collection of megalithic structures that was discovered in the Egyptian desert in 1998. It consists of several stone circles, alignments, and other structures that date back to around 4000 BC. The site is older than Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids, and it is one of the oldest known examples of human settlement in Egypt. The purpose of the Nabta Playa site is unknown, but it's believed that it may have been used for religious ceremonies or as a burial ground. The site is located near the border of Sudan and Egypt, and it was once part of a larger cultural region that stretched from West Asia to North Africa. The Nabta Playa site is an important part of Egypt's prehistory, and it provides valuable insight into the country's earliest No. 3. The Shroud of Turin. The Shroud of Turin is a piece of linen cloth that bears the image of a man who is believed to be Jesus Christ. The shroud is 14 feet long and 3 feet wide, and the image on it is only visible under certain lighting conditions. The shroud is currently kept in a museum in Italy and is one of the most famous relics in the world. Carbon dating has shown that the shroud is not from the time of Christ, but this has not stopped people from believing that it is authentic. The shroud is a controversial subject, and there is much debate surrounding its origins and authenticity. No. 2. The Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines are a series of large designs etched into the ground in southern Peru. The designs include geometric shapes, animals and plants, and human figures, and they cover an area of over 200 square miles. The lines were created by the Nazca people between 500 BC and 500 AD, and their purpose is unknown. Some believe that they were used for religious ceremonies or as a form of communication. Others believe that they served as a navigational aid, or that they were simply used for entertainment. The Nazca Lines are a UNESCO World Heritage Site and are one of the most popular tourist destinations in Peru. 1. The Great Pyramid of Giza. The Great Pyramid of Giza is the oldest and largest of the 3 pyramids at the Giza Plateau in Egypt. It was built as a tomb for the 4th dynasty Egyptian pharaoh Khufu and is the oldest of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The pyramid is 481 feet tall and has a base length of 756 feet. It is believed that the pyramid took around 20 years to build and that it contains over 2 million stone blocks. The interior of the pyramid is a complex network of tunnels and chambers, including a central chamber that is 100 feet long and 20 feet high. The purpose of the pyramid is to serve as a final resting place for Khufu, as well as his wife and son. The pyramid is decorated with intricate carvings and inscriptions that tell the story of Khufu. It's believed that the pyramid was constructed using slave labor, but there is no evidence to support this claim. Instead, it's more likely that the pyramid was built by skilled craftsmen who were paid for their work. Which of these mysterious symbols baffled you the most? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my other videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.